You get so used to having such easy access to everything you want. You start forgetting how complicated sometimes it is for people that live in developing countries and in small communities. Everything that to us is so easy, to them is like so much harder. So that was the first step, was like, okay, we have 4 days in 3 different communities, and we've got to make this happen. What was great about being there, though, is that I got to use much better wood than I would have probably gotten to use had I not been there. Because the original wood they made the samples in was cedar, which is usually what they prefer to carve in because it's so much softer. But I'm very, very stubborn, and I saw they had a plank of rosewood, which is morado in Spanish. And when I saw it, I was like, can we do that, please? And they're like, well, that's really hard wood, but we can. And then they called the brother that's the expert on doing the little flowers. That was the thing that I think made a big change, was the fact that we were able to play with the materials and finishes. To actually be there and be able to have that conversation with them. They took out a few waxes and then we tried them on. And it was just really great because you can make the decisions right there with them. And of course they are experts in what they're doing, so they can also, you might have a crazy idea and they're like, no, it's not gonna work. Or they can be like, oh yeah, we can totally make that work. I think as designers, it's our responsibility to start thinking about what we can do for the future to start integrating the world better. Because we're all in it, and we really need to figure out a way that it works out for everybody. And I'm from Mexico, so I've seen this growing up all my life, and I've seen the separation of classes and the separation of money and the discrimination of indigenous communities. Like, these are really big problems. And the problem with nature and materials is also a big problem. So it's like, how do you start connecting the world so that it can help each other out and that everyone's benefiting? And I think that, especially as designers, we do have a means to start connecting the world, because we can decide, okay, no, I want to go to this community and play with this material. And I feel really fortunate that, you know, through my education, my career, whatever, I am in a place now where I at least have more connections where I could actually maybe make something like this happen that they can't. So I feel like if we all start becoming connectors, then maybe we'll be able to make something work.